The sun beat down on Elias and Finn as they hacked at the stubborn earth with their rusty shovels. Sweat plastered their hair to their foreheads, but neither complained. Rent was due, their pockets were empty, and the landlord's threats still rang in their ears. Desperate times, as they say, called for desperate measures. And their measure was this, the wilderness. They'd found a secluded clearing nestled deep within the whispering woods, far from prying eyes and demanding landlords. Now, the real work began. 6 holes, Finn, just like we planned, Elias grunted, leaning on his shovel. Deep and solid. This place has to withstand the wind. Finn, leaner but equally determined, wiped his brow with the back of his hand. Right. A sturdy foundation for a sturdy life, eh? He winked, a spark of their old optimism flickering amidst the grime. The first few holes were backbreakers, the earth unyielding. But with each scoop of dirt, a sense of purpose bloomed. They were building something, not just a shelter, but a future, however precarious. Once the holes were deep enough, they wrestled thick, dry branches into place, securing them with rocks and packed earth. The skeletal frame of their future home began to rise against the backdrop of the green canopy. The next few days were a blur of sweat, splinters, and ingenuity. Bamboo was their primary material, plentiful and strong. Armed with a borrowed saw and a rusty axe, they split and cut the bamboo stalks, carefully measuring each piece to fit the frame. Elias, surprisingly adept with his hands, took charge of the joinery, meticulously weaving and tying the bamboo together with salvaged rope. Finn, with his boundless energy, hauled and carried, his laughter echoing through the woods, a counterpoint to the rhythmic thud of the axe. Their ambition grew with each accomplishment. What started as a simple hut evolved into something more, a 2-story dwelling with a small, extruded room perched atop the larger one. A watchtower. Finn declared, grinning. For surveying our kingdom. Building the stairs to the upper room was a challenge, requiring careful angles and sturdy supports. But they managed, using a combination of bamboo poles and cleverly placed wooden planks. Finally, the frame was complete, a testament to their resilience and resourcefulness. Then came the intricate work of filling in the gaps. Methodically, they wove bamboo strips together, creating walls that shielded them from the wind and rain, leaving strategic openings for windows and a door. The sun filtered through the bamboo slats, casting dappled patterns on the earthen floor. With the main structure complete, they turned their attention to the surrounding area. They built a small fence of woven bamboo, marking the perimeter of their homestead, a symbolic boundary between their wild refuge and the outside works. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, they finally laid down their tools. Exhausted but exhilarated, they stepped back to admire their creation. The hut, crude but undeniably theirs, stood silhouetted against the fading light. They sat in the doorway, leaning against the cool bamboo walls, the silence broken only by the chirping of crickets and the rustling of leaves. "We did it, Finn," Elias said, his voice hoarse but filled with awe. Finn nodded, a wide smile stretching across his face. "We did. And it's actually kind of amazing." They sat in silence for a few more moments, each lost in their own thoughts. The day had been long and arduous, but they had accomplished something remarkable. They had taken nothing but raw materials and their own 2 hands and built a home. A sanctuary. A future. "You know," Finn said, breaking the silence, "my back aches, my hands are covered in splinters, and I smell like sweat and bamboo." Elias chuckled. "Go on. But I wouldn't trade this for anything." Elias clapped him on the shoulder. "Me neither. We might be broke, but we're not broken anymore." As darkness fell, and the first stars began to twinkle in the night sky, they retreated inside their humble abode. The air was cool and dry, the scent of bamboo sweet and earthy. They lay down on a bed of leaves and straw, the silence amplifying the sounds of the forest around them. Before drifting off to sleep, Elias murmured, "We're stronger than we thought, Finn." Finn, already half asleep, mumbled in agreement. Stronger together. And as they drifted into a deep, dreamless sleep, they knew that they had found something more valuable than money in the heart of the wilderness. They had found strength, resilience, and the undeniable power of human connection. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Funny Scenes to attend such amazing travel, hunting, and adventure vlog. Bye, see you next.